Then there was Mike Shildt. He was like getting irritated at Kevin. And I'm like, oh, whoa, okay. I got to put this out there because this is obviously interesting. And indeed, it was interesting. I didn't think it was going to get this much attention. But yeah, over 150,000 people, I guess, saw it on Twitter. So Kevin was, and he wrote about this in his Padres Daily, about like his angle was about how these high leverage relievers have been getting used a lot. And it's true, recently, they've been getting used a lot. Going into the series finale, it was Scott 4 out of the last 5 days. Suarez was 3 out of the last 4. Adam was 3 of the last 5. It's those 3 guys. And Morahone had the flu before this series finale. So he wasn't going. Jeremiah Estrada, he was not pitching great recently. I think his last outing was good, but recently wasn't Jeremiah Estrada that we saw, a couple months ago. And are you going to go to the other guys in the bullpen? So it's been close games. Suarez and Scott definitely have been used consistently here over the last 5 days. And so Kevin was just asking about, these relievers, they're being used a lot. And by the way, before I play this, Kevin did write in his Padres Daily that it was a poorly worded question. And he should have worded it differently. And then he went on to say like how he would have probably worded it if he had a redo on it. But this is the interaction. Again, Mike Shildt and Kevin Acee. It's not the entire, I wasn't able to get Kevin's first question, but it gets the whole Mike Shildt response here.
Have a 5-run lead.
Of course it would help. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say to that. Of course it would help.
Mike, this is a lot. It's a lot. These high leverage guys having to go night and night out, and you're kind of like saying that it's not.
I didn't say it.
Or,
Ace, you're putting words in my mouth.
Okay.
I am pitching them accordingly to my experience in the communication with them. If you have an exception with that, then of course if it's a 5-0, I don't come here to argue with you. I've already answered it very clearly for a minute. I don't know what more you want me to tell you that you're not hearing from me. I really don't. I've realized they pitched a lot. I've recognized it. I've given you the usage. Obviously, if it was 5-0, that would be better. It wasn't. We're winning games. I don't know I really have no idea how to answer a question any better or clearer.
So that was that. And so let me address that. Mike Shildt laugh is hilarious. So it was a 3-0 win last night. And so high leverage guys had to pitch. But like I said yesterday in my post-game reaction, this was the perfect game. You want to blow out teams? Yeah, of course. But you get a quality start from Michael King, and you get only your 3 high leverage relievers, your best 3 high leverage relievers. They pitch, they do their job, and boom, you get the win. But, Kevin, he did have a point. But yes, he was putting words in Mike's mouth when he's saying Mike's not acting like it's a big deal, because Mike isn't saying that specifically, literally. And he's saying yeah, of course we'd like to have a 5-run lead. Of course. Because yeah, he's right. Of course you'd like to be blowing out teams left and right. And so you don't have to use those high leverage guys all the time, like recently. But his point, we're winning games. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. He's totally correct on that. So I understand what Kevin was trying to get at there. But like he admitted, this isn't me attacking Kevin or anything. It's what Kevin's saying. He should have reworded that differently. And Shildt has every right to be like, well, Kevin, I'm not here to argue with you. Of course, we can play hypotheticals all day. Of course, we'd like it to be a blowout. But what Shildt is doing is he's talking to the players, how you feel, based on his experience with those players. Is this the right situation to bring those guys in? Are they actually good to go? What do the numbers say? Back-to-back days rest. What are other guys doing right now? How do other guys feel? Because we don't know all that information going into every single game. We don't know. I didn't know that Adrian Morejon had the flu until Kevin wrote it, I think, during this Pittsburgh series. And so maybe some fans are like, well, use Adrian Morejon. Well, not available. Estrada at one point this year wasn't available. We didn't know about it during some of those games until it was reported. So all we can do as fans and all the reporters can do is do their, fans don't have the job, but the best of our ability is like give our thoughts on what is happening, how guys are used. We don't know all of the information. We can just give our thoughts on the information that we do have. So the side I stand, like, I'm not picking sides here. Kevin knew that he should have reworded that or said it differently. And Mike Shildt has every right to say what he did, and he makes good points there. He knows more than we do. He's the manager of the Padres, you know? But what I also want to address is the video that I posted and the replies there. And I get it, social media, but these people that have no face to their profile, they have some random tag on Twitter, and they just say they call Kevin Acee names, or they'll call another reporter names. They'll call people that they don't know. They can, these fans, sometimes they don't even act like they're fans of the team. They sit behind their computer or phone or whatever anonymously and just call people names. And that's unacceptable. I saw here, Acee is such a tool. Cook him, Mike. Acee is an absolute clown. One person called him the F word that just got Jarren Duran suspended a couple of games by the Red Sox. Like, that's too far. Okay? Kevin is a human being. Mike Shildt is a human being. The players, when they don't perform well, they're human beings. So ask yourself before you send those tweets, would I want this to be said to me? Would I want to look up on social media and see people calling me this name? At the end of the day, it's baseball, right? And so you should not be calling a reporter the F word just because you think, you want to pile on. You see a bunch of other people doing it, so you want to be cool and pile on that way. That shouldn't be happening. That's unacceptable. So I hope that anyone that is doing that stops that. It's one thing to say, yeah, that was a bad question. Trust me, Kevin knows that he could have went about it differently. He knows. But going at people, attacking people, that's wrong. That shouldn't be happening. So that's my thoughts on that.